This week on Instant Experts, Trump moves the goalposts and the scoreboard.
And the West Tigers are the winners.
A Danish zoo gets serious about recycling.
Fido, is that you?
And Aussie carnage. Governments at all levels go wild.
Except it's like vegetarian carnage. It's so low fi, right?
That's right. Yeah, it wouldn't cut the mustard in a Danish zoo. Welcome back to Instant Experts' Greatest Jobs Report Ever edition. It's all the latest news explained by idiots. Here to keep you sane in a crazy world. I'm Henry Lee, and as always, I'm here with my dear friend, the Honk. Honky, welcome.
Henry, what a pleasure to be with you, and what a week. We do say it every week. This is a show about crooks, fuckwits and morons. But this week is special. This is as culturally diverse a survey as we've ever done. And let me tell you, middle-aged Anglo people who crap on about diversity but have no intention of stepping aside to give anyone else a go will be absolutely delighted.
Okay, well, what caught your eye this week, my friend?
Well, where can you start this week except the very sad story of the late, great Dr. Erica McIntyre?
Got to be careful with the pronunciation there. Huh?
What, I think you were going to say that. But seriously, Dr. Erica McIntyre is a trained economist, respected at a bipartisan level. She's until recently was the head of the Jobs Data Agency, the Bureau of Labour Stats, which is an independent arm of the United States Labour Department.
Yeah, I mean, everyone respects Dr. McIntyre.
I'm not taking the bait. Anyway, this week, Dr. McIntyre's bureau published less than glowing, less than expected job growth stats.
Yeah.
Now, just remember, we've got a qualified, independent, highly respected public servant here.
Yeah, Dr. McIntyre.
Dr. McIntyre reporting actual facts that actually occurred, right? So if you're getting nervous about Dr. McIntyre, you'd be right. You'd be right to be getting nervous. Because did Trump look at those numbers and reflect on his policies, or did he?
No, he fired her.
He fired her.
Yeah.
And his conspiracy theory about why he fired her is a corker.
Go on.
So Trump said that her stats, that highly respected Dr. McIntyre's stats, were faked as follows. He said he was basically set up by these stats, right? What he said was before the election there was a jobs report that was spectacular.
Yeah.
Then he said the job stats were revised downward to make him look bad.
Right.
And then he said the downward revision to make him look bad happened right after he was elected.
Dr. McIntyre, shame.
In fact, here's the true position. Enough. In truth, in November 2024, right before the election, there was a terrible jobs report, not a good jobs report. And so that report was under Biden. Right. It's about the same or only slightly better than the current July 2025 results that Trump is upset about, right?
Right.
The revision of those job stats after Trump's election was in fact not downward but upward. And it made it look good for Trump.
So Dr. McIntyre made him look good.
Right. And the revision upward, not downward, remember, was not, as Trump said, a couple of weeks after he was elected, but in fact it was a month later. And again, it was upward. So his whole conspiracy theory is complete fucking horseshit, right?
Right.
And above all, sacking the umpire because you don't like the team score makes no sense. I mean, it is the essence of Orwellianism, right?
It is, yeah. It's like 1984, except changing the number to 2014.
Totally.
But to be fair, Honk, I think, and excuse the gratuitous fart jokes, listeners, and Honk, you did very well to keep together through there. But I think the West Tigers did something similar this week, Honk.
This is our beloved losing Australian Rugby League football team.
That's the thing, that's right. Because we reported last week that they were flogged 36-2 by the admittedly four-time in a row premiers Penrith, and they responded in the best possible fashion. They sacked the scoreboard attendants.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, right.
And so this week they beat the Canterbury Bulldogs, a very good team, 28-14.
Right.
And they played so well in the game that I saw it only have been the scoreboard attendant.
And it's amazing how sort of good deeds, beget good deeds, because the Bulldogs, Henry, responded to that outrageous diddling of the numbers immediately.
Right.
They too fired their scorer. They've got a new scorer this week, and they have already announced they have beaten the New Zealand Warriors 70-0, even though the game hasn't been played yet.
Yeah, and I've built on Dr. McIntyre's legacy. There you go. I said it. I've updated the standings in the Morningstar tipping competition, and I'm now coming first.
Congratulations. By how many points?
I'm ahead by 17, even though I was 1 point behind last week, and there are only 9 games a week.
Yeah.
And they haven't played them yet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Those numbers add up to me.
I'm looking good with a couple of rounds to go.
And I'm glad you've got good news, though, in all seriousness, because, look, we try to focus on issues and be responsible and serious people. We don't make fart jokes. But that said, my own news is not that great. I've got to say, I'm glad you got happy news about football, because my own news is, my health update is not great. I did a checkup, as people of our age should.
Yeah.
and my cholesterol is seriously through the roof.
I didn't know this, Honk. What are you going to do?
Well, obviously, I've had to make urgent lifestyle changes.
Yes.
Starting with firing my doctor immediately.
So you're seeing a new doctor?
No, I fired every doctor in Sydney. I fired them all.
Right. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I'm a bit breathless when I try to walk or breathe. I'm vomiting some blood. Blood's coming out both ends.
Yeah.
You get that.
Yeah. How's the scurvy?
The scurvy's okay. You know what's killing me is the gangrene.
Well, the good news, Honk, is the statisticians. The actuaries reckon you'll probably live to about 80.
What statisticians?
You sacked them too.
You sacked them too, yeah.
Okay, folks, we like to start each week with shout-outs to our loyal listeners all over Australia and all over the world, except, of course, Darwin.
Except on that issue, I've got some vaguely good news. I had a delightful day yesterday.
Yes.
Beautiful Sydney winter sunshine with my darling youngest child, my 10-year-old daughter. And she told me with great excitement, this is one of the saddest stories of my life, experiences of my life. She told me with great excitement that she's got a friend in her class in year 5 at the local public school.
Yes.
And her little friend's dad is a huge fan of the show.
Oh, that's good.
And I thought that was great. How lovely.
That's
and then she said, and Dad, he's going to try and get us a listener in Darwin. He's got a nephew and he's going to try to get him to listen.
Is that true? That's got to be true, right?
It's actually true.
Yeah, is it working?
I don't think the discussions are going well. I think I heard from the nephew. Nephew said, quote, I'm not listening to those two fucking morons under any circumstances.
What year's the nephew in?
I reckon maybe year 3. Year 4 tops.
Does he know about the fart jokes yet?
No.
Those.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Hog, at least we have Naomi in Sydney who listens every week and got in touch during the week. So thanks, Naomi.
Thank you very much. Yes, and James in Sydney, who we've heard from before, who also this week offered me in particular commiserations on the passing of the late great Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, well, indeed. Thank you, James. And around the world, we've got Luther in Oklahoma.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's Oklahoma, it's a musical. You're thinking I'm going to sing Oklahoma or Oh, What a Beautiful Morning or The Sorry with a Fringe on Top?
Yeah,
which
I'm
not that fucking predictable. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, all right, fine.
I went to Kansas City on a Friday. By Saturday, I learned a thing or two, because then I didn't really have an idea of what the modern world was coming to.
I'm impressed.
Oh, the farmer and the cowman should be friends. I'll stop.
Okay, Oklahoma at both kinds. We've got Derby in Derby and Whitstable in Kent, both regulars.
So that Derby in Derby, that must be the Earl of Derby, of course, your close personal friend.
My close personal friend, but which Earl of Derby is it, Honky?
You want to know that I actually care about you and your ridiculous stories. I was listening. I think we're up to number 19, are we not?
You are correct.
See, I pay attention.
Very good. And Honky, the Turks and Caicos Islands, which are east of Cuba, southeast of the Bahamas, and north of the island of Hispaniola, which of course houses Haiti and the Dominican Republic.
This is like our exotic location of the week, right?
Yes, it is.
But the question is, what is the difference between the Turks and the Caicos?
Well, that's a great question.
Number of wives, maybe? Could that be it?
I did look this up. The Turks are the smaller of the two island groups.
Yes.
So there's two islands. The main one is Grand Turk.
Right. He's got all the wives.
And then Salt Key, which unsurprisingly is known for salt production historically. Yes. Grand Turk, surprisingly, is also home to the territory's capital city, which is called Cockburn Town. It's spelt Cockburn, but I assume it's pronounced Cockburn.
Why would you assume that?
English way.
Surely it depends on how long you stay in Cockburn.
Anyway, the Caicos Islands are larger and more populated.
Yes.
That's sort of where the airport and all the tourist
more populated
than
Cockburn.
Yeah. And the main islands are very imaginatively named. There's North Caicos, Middle Caicos, South Caicos, East Caicos, and West Caicos.
Yeah.
But the capital is Providenciales, or Provo, which is where our listener was.
Thank you very much, listener. And good luck with the Cockburn. or possibly congratulations. I don't know.
Now, Honk, we did have one other exotic island location this week where we had a listener, and I think it was our good friend Lady Rebecca.
We
have two Lady Rebeccas in Sydney. This one was tuning in from the Maldives.
Yes.
Noted surf spot southwest of India in the Indian Ocean.
Yes.
And specifically from the capital, Male, which is spelt M-A-L-E. So I thought it was pronounced male when I first read it. I had to look it up.
Oh, Henry, I think you'll find it's Male. You shouldn't just assume the capital is a man. It's a classic sign of the patriarchy.
It was Karen. Maybe it was you. Maybe it wasn't Rebecca at all.
Oh, it's like when people see the word doctor, somebody, they automatically assume it's a man.
Do they? Oh, there are millions of female doctors.
Well, I'm glad you've realised in the year 2025. I mean, as it happens, I'm actually a doctor myself.
Right. What specialty? I didn't know this. Cardio, ENT?
As it happens, I have a PhD, and it is in It is in
arts.
towards an understanding of the hegemony of the paradigm of the relationship between the abstract and the stract with respect to gender differences in the sub-Sahara between May 11th and June 7, 1847, hyphen a comparative analysis having regard to tensions in the dialectic of the spatial framework of the unrealised taxonomy.
Congratulations, Karen. You're the first PhD whose thesis was the
I
title.
will not be silenced. My voice will be heard.
Well, we might just hear more from you later, Inawes Karen. Now, Honky, if the real honk could return, we've got 2 apologies this week as well.
And to my great delight, these are my favourite kind because, in fact, they're both you this week.
They are. And our first one is to The Dregs.
You're talking about the band we talked about last week that played the Enmore Theatre.
That's right.
Not our audience.
No, of course not our audience. We love our audience. And I am loving The Dregs, Honk.
Well, there's a turn up for the books. From memory, they're the folk pop duo from the Sunshine Coast known for folk pop storytelling rooted in coastal vibes.
That's exactly what ChatGPT said, and that's what they are, Honky. They're really good. And I had a chat to Ao, the music-loving waitress at the Morningstar Hotel last evening.
Yes.
And she likes them, but reckons they're not as good as the Grogans.
Well, who's as good as the Grogans?
She's young, cool, and knows things. Okay, Honko, our second apology is to David from Bondi.
Surely David from Pam Bondi.
That's right, sorry. Yes, David from our Pam Bondi Beach.
Yet another mistake by you.
Well, it's controversial, Honk.
It's not controversial. It's quite clear. Listen, David from our Pam Bondi wrote in to say that Henry was mistaken 2 weeks ago and in asserting that Quito in Ecuador is the world's highest capital.
Okay, so what is?
Well, according to David, and I believe him, certainly believe him more than you, it is La Paz. Because Quito is at about 9,000 feet and La Paz is at nearly 12,000 feet.
Yeah, to be fair, I did have a sinking feeling when I read David's message because I do seem to remember knowing that when I was a kid.
Is that your feeble way of saying sorry?
Well, not even, because I looked it up.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And technically, Honk,
Yeah.
the capital of Bolivia is not La Paz.
It's not?
La Paz is the administrative capital
Oh, fucking hell.
and the city everyone's heard of, but the constitutional capital is a place called Sucre, or Sucre.
Wait a second. The legislature and the executive are in La Paz. How's La Paz not the capital?
Oh, right. You're a Bolivia expert now. Simon Bolivar reporting live from La Paz. Thank you.
It's called Instant Experts. Sucre, as it happens, was a close ally of
Sucre.
Bolivar.
Right, okay.
It was a close ally. Those of us who know Bolivian history well
I think you'll
show
find
that kind of respect.
Yeah.
Sucre was a close ally of Bolivar, by the way, and he was the second president of Bolivia from 1825 to 1828.
Right, you've done your homework.
I have,
Does he have a song in Assassins or Oklahoma? Are you going to sing it for us?
Obviously not. I would never do that. When have I ever done that? Why would I ever try to do that? But they did try to assassinate him, actually, unsuccessfully.
Right. Well, anyway, the point is Quito is 50 metres higher than Sucre, so I'm claiming it.
Yeah, that's soft. That's bullshit. Everyone knows La Paz is the real capital of Bolivia. Sucre is like, you know what Sucre is like? Sucre is like the Jimmy Ellis of Bolivian capital cities.
Yeah, go on.
Jimmy Ellis was the guy when Ali got stripped of the world heavyweight title.
Because he didn't go to Vietnam.
They handed it to a good fighter, but not a killer, called Jimmy Ellis.
Yeah.
And then he defended it.
They had an 8-man knockout, didn't they?
8-man knockout.
Yeah,
Jimmy
he
Ellis,
beat 2 tomato cans.
he was a bit of a tomato can. He beat 2 smaller tomato cans. And then he
beat Jerry Quarry, maybe?
Very good. I think he did beat Jerry Quarry.
Yeah.
Anyway, then immediately, unfortunately, had a little bout with a little kid called Joe Frazier. Have you heard of him?
Smoking Joe.
And his teeth remain buried in the canvas or wherever that,
Very good. Well, on the upside, Bolivia only has 2 capitals. South Africa, did you know, David told us this, has 3 capitals.
Is that really true?
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out that the parliament's in Cape Town.
Yeah.
The president and the cabinet are in Pretoria.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court, the judicial branch, obviously, is in Bloemfontein.
Where's May Musk?
Well,
Is she pocking a Impala in the car park? Watch out for those Impala in the car park.
they're running wild.
Right, the wildebeest in the car park. I can't believe.
Anyway, it's got 3 capitals.
Yeah.
All right, Honky.
I didn't really hear a real apology in there anyway. It's a big bullshit apology.
I'm sorry, I didn't apologise.
That's the Inner West Karen apology.
Honk, we like to start the show proper with American carnage, and we've done some Trump magic already. And I got to tell you, I feel like the wheels are falling off the great man so fast that it's impossible to take him seriously.
Yeah, the thing we've been joking about for a few weeks, which is sort of granddad really going senile, is really happening at a rate of knots now.
Yeah, and there's a bit of Aussie carnage as well, as we mentioned at the top, including our long-awaited update, Honk, on the Tasmanian election.
It's very exciting. Finally, all 17 votes have been cast across that state island, and it is a dead set thriller.
All right, well, let's get into it. So, first item is the US's negotiations with Russia over Ukraine.
Yes, yes.
And the news is that Trump might finally meet Putin to see if he can end the war.
This is the war in Ukraine that Trump was going to end in 24 hours?
That's right. That would apparently never have started if Trump was president.
Except, of course, previously he was president.
Indeed. And now that he can't stop it, now that he's president again. So Anyway, Trump has threatened further sanctions on Russia by sanctioning countries like India that buy Russia's oil.
That's actually not completely stupid.
No, we don't like to admit that, but yeah. Anyway, so Russia has requested hearing of these sanctions and got a meeting with Trump's special envoy to Russia, a guy called Steve Witkoff.
And he's brilliantly qualified for Russia by being a real estate guy who's never previously been a diplomat, right? How did he go? Presumably Putin told Witkoff to go eat a bag of dicks, basically.
Yeah, on the upside, Witkoff did lease Putin 23,000 square feet of office space in Luther, Oklahoma.
Oh.
So that was a win.
Yeah. They can sing like a little duet of with a fringe on top at one of those really big windows. The only problem with those big windows in Putin's building when Witkoff is there, they're not that stable, and sometimes they just fall out the window.
Yeah, they are the easy open model, aren't they?
They open outwards. But
yeah. Anyway, so now Trump is talking about meeting Putin himself because Witkoff can't get the job done.
And where's this meeting?
Well, presumably it's on Epstein Island, isn't it? Number one, Ghislaine.
No, it's not, because Trump has never heard of that place. Are you slow? What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Trump's like, I've never heard of it, but I think I can get us a table for 7:30.
Bunga from 10 and all the Mar-a-Lago massage girls, Jeff Poach will be available. Where is Epstein Island in relation to Turks and Caicos, by the way?
Well, that's an excellent question. So Epstein Island is actually the island of Little St. James, which is in the US Virgin Islands, ironically entitled, which are east of Puerto Rico, which is east of Hispaniola, which, as we said before, is south of Turks and Caicos. So it's about 700 k's southeast along the hypotenuse, if that makes sense.
Well, they still get cockbird there, I assume.
Certainly have been known to.
Yeah, I would think.
Okay, Honk. Now, speaking of Epstein and Ghislaine, or Ghislaine, we don't really want to spend another episode on it, but we love that it drives Trump crazy. So it's going from bad to worse, Honky, isn't it?
It really is. Latest is that it's actually happening potentially even as we speak now. There's meant to be a crisis meeting of key Trump officials at the home, it's said, of BJ Vance, the vice prostate.
Oh, right. Who's going? Eric the Viking?
No, he'll be in the... he is going, but he's not at the meeting. He'll be in the pool house with Usha cleaning the filter. A filter. Okay, he'll be cleaning a couple of filters.
No doubt.
Official attendees, I think, are Trump's chief of staff. You know,
the battle axe,
the battle axe, Susie Wiles.
Yeah.
Pam Bondo.
Yeah.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Yes, the lawyer.
And the great FBI Director Kash Patel.
Oh, Kash. You might have the cash, but it's not in your face.
Yeah.
So presumably they're trying to work out what to do next with Ghislaine Maxwell, or Ghislaine, because Todd Blanche met with her for 2 days this week in prison.
Yeah, so just to be clear here, we've got a convicted criminal on sex offence charges against children being negotiated with directly by the Deputy Attorney General of the federal government of the United States.
Why? What's this meeting about?
Well, I reckon maybe they're sort of hoping that they're sort of hoping JD Vance kills the story, like he killed Hulk Hogan and the Pope.
Why don't they put the story in a jail cell, Honk, and then claim it killed itself?
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, that's superb. I mean, I bet you that's got to be on the cards, right? But funny you should mention jail cells, actually, because since Ghislaine met with Todd Blanche, an amazing thing happened, which was Ghislaine Maxwell has quite coincidentally been moved from maximum security in Florida to the Bryan Federal Prison Camp in Texas, which is the correctional equivalent of a country club.
Wow, is that really true?
True.
Yeah, well, the bribery attempts continue, evidently.
And, of course, the question is, well, who okayed this? Trump has come out and said he has no idea who okayed the transfer.
Yeah, of course not, but somehow they're presumably playing in the mixed pairs on Sunday at the prison golf course.
Yeah.
I wonder if McOddjob will come back as the caddy. He did fine work in Scotland last week.
He's definitely McCann job this week. He's at Herd's Editions. But yes, so Trump says he's got no idea
how she got transferred.
Yeah. He said the only person who would know is his Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who did the deal, who is Trump's former personal lawyer.
Right.
But Trump has no idea what the deal was, but he did say if Todd did it, it must be above board because everyone agrees he's the most respected lawyer anyone's ever met.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah, he's not saying that. A lot of people always say that to him. Yeah. That prison, by the way, Bryan Federal Prison Camp Country Club, is also the prison where Elizabeth Holmes is doing time.
Oh, right. She's the fraudster from Theranos, isn't she, who faked the medical
one.
Tests and blew up $700 million. Huge fraud.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good result for Ghislaine, right?
Why? Because she and Elizabeth can be friends?
No, because Elizabeth's got a daughter. I mean, the kid's young now, but give it time. 6-9 months. She'll be good to go, surely.
Oh, my God.
Right. True, is it?
But Trump did have one win this week, didn't he? And that's Sydney Sweeney.
Well, Sydney Sweeney might be two wins. Two real and spectacular wins.
And we reported last week on the American Eagle jeans ad campaign and sort of the crazy accusations that somehow Sydney Sweeney is part of a conspiracy to promote the Aryan nation and Nazi eugenics, as opposed to taking a huge wad of cash.
Yeah, most of
to do a jeans ad.
It's very strange. Look, that theory is obviously horseshit. One of the ads actually kind of makes sense. The rest of them haven't done themselves any favours because they're very oddly worded. But yeah, the theory is ridiculous. My favourite this week, though, about that was the Aussie podcaster Abby Chatfield joined the fray, demanding that American Eagle use more culturally diverse people.
Right, like Abby Chatfield.
Yeah.
Where's she from? Toorak?
Henry. She's not from a middle-class suburb in Melbourne. She's from a middle-class suburb in Brisbane, so check your privilege.
Jeez, Karen. You just accused Toorak of being middle-class. They're not going to like that.
Very true. Nicely put. But as ridiculous, as we said, as the eugenics Nazi reading of these ads is, there is an interesting twist, which is that it turns out Sydney Sweeney, and this is surprising, is in fact a relatively recently registered Republican.
And Trump, of course, claimed credit, went nuts. And on Truth Social, I saw a post, he said, quote, Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. It's for American Eagle and the jeans are flying off the shelves. Go get 'em, Sydney. Unquote.
I think he might have meant flying off the rack.
Yeah, he wishes. Yeah. Mind you, he's not wrong about American Eagle.
He's not.
The campaign's been a huge hit, and the value of the holding company has gone up by $400 million 24 hours, increased the stock price by 17%.
It's staggering. Well, there you go. Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Yes, and growing assets.
If that's even possible. If it's possible, she did it.
Now, Honko, we have a European quick shot this week. A zoo in Denmark is asking pet owners to donate their unwanted pets to feed them to the zoo's predators. So the Aalborg Zoo said it's trying to, quote, imitate the natural food chain of the animals.
Where is Aalborg?
It's in the north of Denmark,
right.
Up in Jutland or Jutland. It's
right.
Juts out, so to speak, above Germany.
Is that why it's called Jutland?
It probably is.
It probably is,
I like
right?
to think so. Anyway, the zoo's home to carnivorous predators like the Asiatic lion, European lynx, and the Sumatran tiger. They're probably a little far from home, but tigers, but the lynx and lion are local. Anyway, so the zoo says that chickens, this is a quote, chickens, rabbits, and guinea pigs form an important part of the diet of our predators. That way, nothing goes to waste, and we ensure natural behaviour, nutrition, and well-being of our predators.
It's a little bit different from Australia, isn't it? Culture. Like in Australia, it's like
it's a dog zoo. No,
like Australia, it's like a dog is for life, not just for Christmas. In Denmark, it's did your cavoodle make a wee-wee in the kitchen? Why don't you feed that furry little cunt to the lions?
Sounds like the dog is for Christmas for lunch. But to be fair, look, the zoo said the donated animals will be quote unquote gently euthanized by trained staff.
By being eaten by a fucking predator
before being served up as food.
Henry, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs.
Yeah, except Trump said that about immigrants, not about actual predators. Now, Honky, we have plenty of Aussie politics to get through, starting with the Tasmanian election.
What a story.
Which is Australia's least populous state, only about 575,000 people.
This is a great story. This is Australian electoral majesty at its best. We talked about this a few weeks ago, that Tasmania's political dramas in the context of a plan the AFL, the Australian Rules Football League, has for a team in the Northern Territory.
Yes.
But now we have an update. So just to recap.
Yeah, because there was an election coming up that weekend, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. So the background is this. Tasmania has been okay to have an AFL team in Tasmania first time, subject to having a suitable new stadium.
That's right, even though there might be more players on an AFL list than people in Tasmania.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
but the cost of the stadium was like $5,000 per person.
Yes, the cost of the stadium, you wouldn't believe it also. It started at $5,000, you wouldn't believe it, but the cost of the stadium blew out, right? And it blew out so much that the Liberal, that is Conservative Premier Jeremy Rockliff, had a motion of no confidence moved against him by the Labor, that is the sort of left-wing opposition in Parliament, with the support of the crossbench, that is like the unaffiliated MPs.
Right, so that's when Rockliff announced that he'd quit as Premier.
He did the honourable thing in accordance with parliamentary conventions that he quit. Yeah. The problem is his job is such a fucking poison chalice that nobody else in the Liberal Parliamentary Party wanted the gig.
Yeah, why were the other people not available or willing to step forward?
Well, the only one I know about is Sharon. Sharon was a maybe, but she had netball on a Tuesday and Zumba on a Thursday at 11, and that's Sharon's time. So any time but that, she would have done it.
Yeah, Harold was out logging. Gerald's out protesting about Harold's logging. And Malcolm said, "Look, let's compromise."
So anyway,
and they all went to the pub for a beer.
so
an icy Cascade, unless they were from Launceston, in which case they had a Bogues.
That's what I forgot, the very odd Tasmanian regional split about which beer you drink.
Yeah, North v South, it's bitter rivalry.
So anyway, Jeremy Rockcliffe, the Conservative Premier, had a motion of no confidence passed against him by Labor.
Right.
No one else in the parliamentary Liberal Party wanted the gig, right? So then it fell. The next logical thing was it fell to the Labor leader in the parliament in Tasmania to try and form a government.
Yeah.
But all the crossbenchers who backed him in his motion of no confidence in the Liberal Premier then turned around and told the Labor to go and get fucked.
Right.
So now...
So they had to have the election. That's where we
left.
They
had to have an election,
That's where we left the story.
Now, everyone in Tasmania hates the Liberal Premier's guts, right?
Yeah, well, it sounds like it.
But the turn-up is that it turns out they hate the Labor guy even more. So the election was held a few weeks back. Neither Liberal nor Labor got a majority.
Right. So it must have taken almost an hour to count the votes.
It's a cliffhanger. In fact, not only did they hate the Labor guy more than they hate the Liberals,
the
Labor got its worst result in Tasmania in living memory.
Right. How many votes would it normally expect to get? Like
102, 103.
So Labor tried to form a minority government, didn't it? And then couldn't?
Yeah. So then the Liberal Party had to try.
Yeah.
And then yet again, no one except the current Premier in the Liberal Party wanted the gig.
What?
So the Liberal Premier agreed to step up again.
Right, the same guy.
And he went back to the Governor of Tasmania, same guy, who said, "Listen, I fucking give up.
It's you again.
Shut the fuck up and go form a government," which he's done. So Jeremy Rockcliffe is back as the Premier.
Right.
So after 3 months of deadlock and no governing, the Liberal Party is back in government with the same fuckwit as the Premier. And the worst bit is...
They could have built a stadium for the cost of the election.
Totally true. 3 stadiums. And the worst bit is Sharon could have done the gig after all because she hurt her ankle and now she can't do netball.
Right.
And the Zumba class at the bingo hall, they weren't getting the numbers and they had to shut it down.
Oh, outstanding update, Honk. Now, the Albanese government, the federal government, has just published a review of its travel policy. And that review was in response to recommendations last year that public servants travel economy class for flights under 3 hours.
Sorry, where are we? Nazi Germany? What is going on?
Yeah, indeed. It's only standard practice in every other organisation in the country. But Albo and Co have said it would not mandate the use of economy class travel on the taxpayer's dime. So, I mean, I reckon I've flown between Sydney and Melbourne at least 500 times. It's probably more. And I've literally never booked a business class seat. And it's basically a $1,500 orange juice.
But it's such good orange juice. It's like $870 a mouthful of pulp, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. No one flies business when it's their own money.
Well, except I fly business. Look, I'm a fucking idiot.
You're a spendthrift.
Look, do you want me to say it? I don't like how these people in economy smell, okay? Get some deodorant, get some teeth, get some toilet paper, then let's talk. Yeah. But also business class is nice. So.
Especially when flying the 45 minutes from Sydney to Canberra.
The orange juice, the thing is, to make my money's worth, I swish the OJ in my mouth. And at the end, I spit up a little fountain of orange juice. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It's like a little Jewish Roman orange juice fountain.
Now, Albo did some flying himself this week. That's, of course, our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese.
Yeah, he went on a state visit. He did something.
Been trying to get to US to sort out the tariffs. Is that where he was off to?
No.
Middle East, maybe?
You meant to deal with Gaza or possible recognition of Palestine or anything? Yeah. No, he's doing something even better.
What?
He's going to New Zealand. But it's a huge undertaking.
Yes.
Listen to this itinerary. He's going on Saturday.
Right. And how long is he there for?
He comes back on Sunday.
He's going for a whole day.
Why are you saying that's not long enough?
It's long enough or too long? What's on the itinerary? Is he going to Lower Hutt and Upper Hutt?
It's exactly. You're brilliant. You really know you know New Zealand politics. Yeah.
Is he going from upper to lower and lunching in Petone?
That's the question, right? Where are they doing the special meeting? Is it the Prime Minister's residence, Parliament House, the state dinner?
Petone pub, you can't go past
Petone pub, near the Colgate factory, mate. You can't miss it. You'll see he's there like 3:30.
Yeah, rugby will be on.
Yeah, mate. Get my tips in. Held up. Don't worry, mate.
It's a good time zone to watch Aussie racing.
Oh, it's great, mate. Don't have lunch because they do a fucking good Thajo or a power pie with pineapple lumps on the side. You can have a few. You ever had chocolate fish for dessert? You haven't lived.
Never heard of such
delicious.
A thing. So the key question is Albo flying business class.
Actually, Mr. Smarty Pants, Mr. Cynical, he set a good example on this trip, and he has agreed to accept whatever seat is assigned him.
Right. Doesn't he fly on Air Force One.
It's a private plane, yeah.
Which in Australia is basically a Fokker friendship.
Yeah, I think he got it on Gumtree from Albie Mangles. Albie got it from the Leyland brothers.
He got it from Malcolm Douglas.
He got it from, what was the guy from Skyhooks? He was a personal plane.
Shell Strawn.
And he crashed into a cliff.
A helicopter pilot. He
I
died.
think when they found the helicopter, they reconfigured it into an aeroplane, and that's Albo's Air Force, Aussie Air Force One. They vacuum cleaned it.
I love Shell. I love Shell's neighbourhood.
Yeah, he's fucking great. What a talent. Great. Fantastic.
Anyway, the key question is, when you're flying in the Prime Ministerial plane, the Air Force plane, do you get to go to the Chairman's Lounge first? Can you pop in even though you're not
flying commercial?
Yeah.
The answer is no, but his son got him in.
That's right. His son is who's 20-something, was made a member of the Chairman's Lounge, wasn't he, before the last election?
For services. They always give you the gig for like some contribution to culture society. I think his services was for services to vaping and frantic masturbation to guilt porn. I think that's what it was.
Okay, Honk, we've done state government, we've done a little bit of federal government. Time to go where the real action is, and that is local government.
Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, Australia is clearly the most overgoverned country in the world.
3 levels of government, even in the smallest places. And the huge news, Honky, is that we've found the real Inner West Karen.
And we may have to correct the name because more accurately she might be called Outer West Karen.
Look, the Inner West used to finish at Strathfield. I think it does just about go to Parramatta these days. So,
and that's where we found her, right?
Talk us through the...
Yeah, so during the week, so this Inner West Karen or Outer West Karen or West Karen, Inner West Karen is a councillor on Cumberland City Council, which was this last week debating a motion about celebration of Easter in the year 2026. And there's an independent councillor on the council called Ahmed, and he was speaking on the motion when he was interrupted by another councillor whose name is Diane Coleman.
And sort of objected that it was his time to speak.
Yeah, and he hadn't interrupted anybody else.
And it sort of went off track from there, didn't it?
It went full WrestleMania. You've got to have a listen. It's quite something.
Can you just shut up when I'm talking?
I beg your pardon, Councillor.
When I'm talking, this is my time, not your time. Why she's talking while I'm talking? Why she's taking from my time? I never, ever spoke when you were talking or having a time.
Councillor.
You show respect. You show respect. You raising your voice is not going to intimidate me.
Councillor.
I'm not intimidated.
Councillor. Councillor, I've got it.
Who do you think you're speaking to? Who do you think you're speaking to? I am a councillor elected to represent the people.
Then show respect so that you can be respected. When I'm talking, you stay shut.
I'm going to move an adjournment for 15 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, that's quality. She didn't take a will, did she?
Coleman has said it's straight out misogyny.
Right.
And look, Ahmed he said shut up and he's apologised. He admits he shouldn't have said shut up.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
But as noted, he did not interject during anyone else's time. And the only person, a few interesting things, the only person who interjected during his speech was Diane Coleman.
Right.
What was the interjection? The detail is interesting. Ulf was speaking on behalf of a constituent from the Falun Dafa ethnic minority.
They're the people who protested outside Parliament.
Or
is that Falun Gong?
I think Falun Gong is different. Falun Dafa is another ethnic minority, but who've also experienced fucking misery from China. And he was speaking in favour of their recognition and inclusion in the event.
Right.
To which Diane/Karen heckled that ethnic minorities had nothing to do with Easter.
Hey, at least her voice was heard, Honk. She was not silenced.
I think you'll find, Henry, that I fucked around and found out.
Ahmed, oof, indeed.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Okay, folks, I think that's all we have time for. Find us in all the usual locations, especially TikTok and Instagram, where we outsource some of our finest work. And please share us on socials, particularly on your WhatsApp groups, and rate us 5 stars. It really helps
It
us
does.
out.
And I've got to say, I'm sure Henry would say something about this too, but the numbers on our show are starting to pick up. We're very grateful to our listeners.
Yes.
Please keep supporting us. We're so grateful. And on that front, check out our show notes, which are the sort of detail of what's in each show, which you can get from any platform where you get this podcast. From our show notes, you can send us a text, which we'll read it on the show, as we have many times in the last few weeks.
Roy Boy from Melbourne said he went deep on the show notes last week.
Did he?
He did.
I love it. Nice. Thank you, Roy Boy. You can send us a voicemail direct from our show notes, and we will play it on the show as we've done. And as we always say, read our show notes, because you get, like Roy Boy will confirm, some jokes so dumb that we actually can't bring ourselves to broadcast them, but we can bring ourselves to put them in the show notes.
True madness of the honk. Anyway, we'll be back next week at the usual time of early Sydney Saturday morning. or Melbourne Saturday morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time, Brisbane Saturday morning at this time of year. In summer, I think it's Sunday in Brisbane. But but Honk, we usually like to finish with some audio of particular crookery, fuckwittery, or moronification. What have we got this week?
Well, this week we talked about it. We've decided to finish with a little high culture.
Yes.
So we can all agree the biggest band in the world now, if you can believe it, once again is Oasis.
I believe.
Reformed after 15 years
Yes.
on a triumphant world tour, earning rave reviews bigger than they've ever had before. That tour has just wrapped up 5 of what will be 7 sellout shows at Wembley Stadium.
Wow.
2 more to come, each of those for about 100,000 people.
Right, so this is sort of picture Freddie Mercury and Queen except Oasis with a massive crowd.
And playing incredibly well.
For a
Everybody's
week.
sober. They're getting along. Fever pitch is growing in Australia because they're going to be here in November.
Yes, you're taking me.
Well, I'm taking you. You're taking me. It's a 2-way mandate, but not so fast.
It's like Tasmania.
Could anything go wrong?
Everyone's got a mandate.
Nicely done. Applause during the record. But not so fast about Oasis because on the way to Australia, they're going to be playing in Japan, of course, to sell out crowds.
Yes, they'll be popular there, won't they?
Huge in Japan. But they've got competition because as good as Oasis's classic hit Wonderwall is, there is a Japanese version that is perhaps even better.
Right.
And if you thought it was impossible to combine Beatlesque Britpop with traditional Japanese kabuki opera, you'd be absolutely right.
I'm excited to hear it, Honky.
We will leave you with this, I don't know if Incredible's unforgettable cover of Wonderwall.
And we'll be back next week because stupid never sleeps.
And after this song, neither will you.
Thanks for your company.
See ya.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw back you. By now you should somehow realize what I gotta do. I do believe everybody feels the way I do about you now.
Bakri Zawadi's on the street has a fire and your heart is out. I'm sure you had it all before, but never really had a doubt. I don't believe what anybody feels the way I do about you now.